Hello everyone, welcome back to Eddie's World of Figures. Today we have here a very special figure. I was able to get this guy from this year's New York Comic Con. This is Super Saiyan Gogeta, the event exclusive edition. Now, this isn't just any other Gogeta. This is Fusion Reborn Gogeta. This guy has been anticipated. I won't say anticipated, but highly sought out for at least since the inception of the original Gogeta from Super. But we finally got him. I'm very happy that I got my own copy of this guy. But yeah, let's get into review because I'm excited myself. All right, let's start with the packaging here. So he does come in your typical VIN exclusive coloring, and with that being where the box, instead of being his typical white, is instead black, and the figure silhouette is the actual color or the color they choose, and this time it's kind of like a deep orange red color. I like it. I really like it. And on the side here it has the SS Figuarts logo, Super Saiyan Gogeta. Let me turn it on the side because you guys can see it better. Super Saiyan Gogeta, been exclusive or exclusive edition. Even has the Dragon Ball Z logo to let you guys know this is from the movie of Fusion Reborn, and also from Dragon Ball Z and not Super. So on the back, we have some really nice photos of the figure, nice description here. Let you guys see that a little bit better. Yeah, whoever did the photography for this figure, they deserve a raise. This was good advertisement for the figure. It's real nice. And of course, when you're purchasing these figures, and you want to make sure it's authentic and you're not getting ripped off by anything, be sure to make sure it has the Tamashii Nations quality sticker here, the Toei animation sticker. Make sure it has the appropriate logos on it. That being, if this has been exclusive, it'll say exclusive edition. It'll have the Tamashii Nations logo on it, Bandai. And if you turn it on the back here, it'll also have Bandai Namco and all the respective companies with the figure. But let's go in and get this guy accessories unboxed. I'm going to show you guys what it comes with, which isn't much, which I was a little sad by because I really would have thought for the price, because this guy was $80 retail at even at the Comic Con. It was $80, almost $90 after tax and things like that. But yeah, it does come with 3 additional face plates here. I want to go in and take these face plates out and show you guys up close. All right. So this is the actual face that comes on the figure once you take them out of the package. And what I want to do is show you guys the process of that. Also, halo. There's a halo accessory that comes in the package itself. Just going to ease mine out and then show you guys, how that goes in. Do be careful putting this in. When I first was putting in the halo, I found it was a little tight, so I had to ease it in there very carefully. You guys see here, to ease it in the hole ever so slightly. Don't put too much pressure on it, because this is, it's hard plastic, but I'm not gonna say it's flimsy, but it is accessible to being broken. So be careful with that. All right, so let's go ahead and do some face swaps here for you guys. And I do like how they updated the head scope, where it does attach the faceplate a lot better than it used to on the old Gogeta. There you go. And here's the base face that comes already attached to the figure. I'm just going to put this back on here, show you guys here in the video. And it comes on really smooth. I like that. Let's go ahead and add on the other face plates, just like so. I really like how Tamashii Nations are starting to update their face plates, where they're starting to represent the anime a lot more, even if they're trying to replicate the manga editions, like the drawings and things like that back in the day. It's become really good. This really does look like Gogeta from Fusion Reborn, especially how they had the back then they like to use a lot of lines. Like the face was a lot more muscular. Like it's just not as smooth as it is now. It seems like the art style kind of got a little bit smooth, especially with talking about Super and things like that. All right, final face plates. I do want to talk more about the art style of this figure a little bit later in this video as well. So I do appreciate what they did here. Go. This is grinning face. He's ready to annihilate Janemba. I do hope they release like, at least Janemba to go with this guy. If they don't, that would suck. But you know, it'd be nice. I do hope they do that in the future, especially how popular Gogeta is, especially Fusion Reborn. The whole movie is one of my favorite movies in Dragon Ball. Go. All right, so I'm gonna put his face plate back on neutral face here. Here we go. All right. Another thing I want to touch on now is the articulation with this guy. Now, even though I like Gogeta, I do have my complaints with this figure. I do wish they implemented the I don't think what you call these. We'll just call these shoulder pads, or yeah, we just call them shoulder pads. But I do wish they implemented these a little bit better. I wish they somehow could have put them at least like I don't know on the jacket somewhere in here. That would have been fine. And I do have my other Gogetas. I'll bring those out for reference as well, comparison. So I do want to do that in this video. Yeah, arm swivel, pretty decent. Arms go up that far, as you guys can see. It does get blocked by the arm, we'll call them like again shoulder pads. It does get blocked by the shoulder pads. It does kind of hinder the articulation going up. Can't do a full T pose. You're gonna go up that far. But the arm does rotate in a full 360 on each arm, very smooth. And this guy is brand new. Like I've only had him for a few days since Comic Con. I'd say almost a week now. Yeah, just been trying to be really careful with this figure. This is my new holy grail in my collection. I'm not trying to do too much and break him, but I do want to show you guys at least what you can do with him. So it does have some good elbow swivel here. Goes in that far. You can do the Stardust Breaker attack. Pretty good. That legs go up that far. There. They go pretty decently back, I would say. Look there. Let's see here. Coming to the side. It comes up that far. Unfortunately, you can't do a whole 180 kick in the air. Unfortunately, even coming here, he can't do full splits without damaging the figure. Let me point that out because you don't want to break this guy, especially with his price. Let's see here. Going back, he only goes that far. Unfortunately, when you do pull him all the way back, it does open up the torso just a bit from the chest. So you do see a little bit of a gap here, right here. Let's see, Does pretty good on the ab crunch. Not the ab crunch, not the best. He only goes in that far. To be sort of an, I want to say an outdated figure, he does have some pretty decent shoulder swivel here. He can actually come in pretty well. Get some decent Kamehamehas out of him. The belt does have a little bit of a swivel with it, just like the older Gogeta. It does rotate in a 360-degree movement. The belt itself is its own piece, so it does rotate. Excuse me. His abdomen and waist does rotate a full 360 as well. The neck range is pretty good going down, like looking down. It's really good. Looking up, not so great. Can't really look up too well. Still decent though. All right, here. For this to be $80, that's pretty steep, especially when it comes such limited accessories. I wish they did include the Stardust Breaker and third-party Gogetas like Demonical Fit, and I can't pronounce the other company who produced their Gogeta 2. They both come with Stardust Breakers. I don't know why Tamashii Nations didn't put at least that in there. They could have easily done that. They have other effect pieces that they've included and been exclusive. I'm not sure why, or at least include like an aura effect or something in there, especially for the price that we paid. But as far as the shading and things like that, his pants are a nice bluish gray. They are blue, but you can tell there's like a hint of blue in the pants. And then there's like a nice little white shading on it to let you know he's powering up. And I'm glad they're going back to decent shadings with these event exclusives or these premium figures in general. Even the belt has some nice paint applications on it because the blue is really dark. And let's see here. Let me get some words here. They could have cheaped out. I'm glad they didn't. They could have just left this like a deep blue sash. Nope. It's got some nice panel lining in it. You can see here like a little bit darker blue. And up here, remove his arm from the shadows. You can see there's a bit of a blue contrast where it's dark up here and then it kind of goes to a lighter shade here. I like that they did that. Some nice attention to detail. Even on his ankle wraps, I guess what you call these. There's some really good paint application there as well. And on the feet has a really nice glossy paint to it to add to that have been exclusive quality. We'll say that have been exclusive quality. And the hair, most people don't like this metallic shine to it. Most people like the nice matte yellow. I mentioned before that I prefer either or. The one I don't, only ones I don't really prefer are the when they do that clear plastic with the hair. I'm not really a fan of that. It's still nice, but I really love the metallic yellow that they do, especially how they implemented the nice dark yellow shading on it. I like that. On the back, there's not that much shading, but it still has that really nice uh, quality paint to it. The halo, the halo, get us in focus. It's really good quality. I like that it didn't cheap out here too. They could have left this. Look at this camera to focus. They could have left this like a simple color plastic, like on one piece, but nope. It looks like they've molded two different pieces of plastic together, different color plastics together. I like that. And the hair in the back, this in focus again, the hair in the back does hide the stand of the halo a little bit, especially when you're taking photos, so it's not as noticeable. You guys can see there. Now, another thing I want to touch on too, real quick, is the face sculpt itself. A lot of people have been complaining that the Widow's Peak is a little too long. Um, I will say it's actually not, because in Fusion Reborn, the art style itself was just like this. The art, um, the drawings of Gogeta in that movie were kind of all over the place, but the image that they use to base this guy, and I'll add this in the video too for reference. The image that they use was majority of the poster, but there was a static pose that he does when he's just standing there ready to go. And in that photo, he has that really pronounced Vegeta Widow's Peak. It just has Goku's bang coming out. Yeah, a lot of people have been complaining about that, and like he was drawn like that back in the day. That's how he was. It was goofy, but that's just that old school Dragon Ball drawing they did. But yeah, enough on that. Just want to touch on that real quick. I like how on the jacket there's a really nice orange painting done to it, and on top of that, there's a nice gold. I can't even describe it. It's like a golden orange shimmer to it. It is gorgeous in the light. Like this is phenomenal, especially when you're taking photos. Like that is such a nice paint job they did. So nice. Let's put this guy here. Yeah, this figure is just gorgeous. Again, I am disappointed a little bit with the accessories for the price of this guy. Um, I am going to bring out the Gogeta here quick so you guys can see for reference. And I was skeptical too, to be honest with you. I was thinking they literally just took the Gogeta from Super here, like Gogeta Blue here. I was thinking all they did was take this guy and literally just do a repaint. And don't get me wrong, they did take the exact same body on the top and did a retool. But what I do appreciate what they did, and I didn't notice this until I got this guy in hand and actually did a side by side comparison of the two. They actually updated the the um the crotch area a little bit. So you see how this one is a little bit bigger than the old one from 2019? Now, I don't know why they did that, because what I'm going to show you guys right here is, believe it or not, the old Gogeta has more range than the old one. Now that I'm thinking about it, I see why they did that, because of the art style. The art style is different in Super than it is for Z, of course. But I guess to represent Z's art style a little bit better, they kind of changed the design of the pants just a little bit. And his pants are a little bit baggier at the bottom than they are on the Super here, as you guys can see. It's very subtle. It's not like a huge difference, but it is subtle. And another difference is the Gogeta Blue. Let me straighten them up here. I don't want them to fall. Let's see here and get them in a nice pose together. I can compare them properly. There we go. So another thing I want to point out is Gogeta Blue was a general release. A lot of times in the general releases, they don't really put too much detail in the figure. I guess it's because they're trying to hurry mass produce them and then get them out to a bunch of stores for retail. These event exclusives and P Bandai releases, they're limited quality. And I guess because of limited quality and, we're paying a premium on them, there's a little bit more care. Not all the time for what I noticed in this line, but there's a little bit more care when it comes to the paint application and details. I guess a little bit more detail, premium paint when it comes to it. But on the old Gogeta, there really isn't that much shading on them. There is a slight grayish shading going on in the pants, and there's nothing going on in the back here. You guys can see. And Gogeta Blue, as you guys can see in the camera, his skin tone was a little bit darker than Gogeta from Z. And again, that was just from the art style used in the Super Broly movie compared to Fusion Reborn, where they had a little bit lighter colors back then. It was more of a pink skin. I don't say pink, but I guess more of a natural skin tone that you see here. But as you guys see, and even in the old Gogeta faceplate, and this one's so out of date, as you guys can see, compared to the new one, this is super drawing. Like this is super drawing style. So the Vegeta Widow's Peak isn't as prominent. Like it's actually pretty far up on the forehead here compared to the old Z style. Like this is Gogeta from Z. I appreciate the detail that they did, and a lot of people are upset about this again. But hey, like I appreciate the attention and detail that they did with this figure because I would rather them like be really precise on the detail to represent this guy as he is from the movie than do a straight up repaint of this figure, which they could have done. They could have just taken this exact same body, colored the shoulder pads and the jacket, the orange color, color this blue, color this darker blue, and of course make his Super Saiyan hair yellow, and then call it a day. But they didn't. They didn't. I appreciate that they didn't do that. And I do get, they could have done a little bit more. I do appreciate what they did because they've been exclusives. All it is a different color variant. All this, although this is kind of a different character in itself, but I'm just showing appreciation for the work that they did. Price, that's a different story. $80 is a bit much again for what you get. You only got a few hands in here. It sucks. No freaking effect. And I guess they try to justify that within, I guess, inflation. All these tariffs going on now. Been exclusives and things like that were not that expensive even a couple of years ago, but I guess they were like, "Hey, we got the Halo in there, and we got you guys another faceplate." But Vegeta Blue came with a whole different, base head scope. But hey, oh well. Another thing I want to show you guys is the box, and I had a feeling, of course, since this is a repaint, I say repaint, since this is pretty much a retooling of the old Gogeta, I did want to see what they were going to do about the boxes here. And like you said, like I guys said before, your general releases and things like that have this white box here. And this is also an official Gogeta, has the Tamashii Nations quality seal on it. Has the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie logo on it, the Toei Animation sticker, foil there. And also, another side note here, the Toei Animation quality stickers have a reflective shine on it. And they do have, I believe, like a reflective watermark on them. So if it's just like a flat, if somebody did try to copy the sticker and it doesn't have like that reflective rainbowish shine in it that you guys see here in the camera, it's not real. And it does it in the Toy Animations, the new Tamashii Nations quality sticker too. It has that slight reflectiveness to it. But yeah, I just want to show you guys the difference in the boxes real quick. Not too much because they're two different figures from two different lines, but exact same size. It's just this is the event exclusive coloring. Of course, you don't have the window on the side here like the Gogeta does, just in the front. Yeah, I just want to show that to you guys real quick. What I also want to take some time to do, and I'm curious myself, I wonder if you can do some face swaps with these guys, or the head swaps. Let's see here. Let me get this heads. All right, so I do have the base head from my Gogeta package here. Put this in the back for reference. Close this here. go. Now I'm curious to see if these heads fit on each other. So I'm gonna ease this off right quick, like so. They came off pretty good. Be careful when taking the head off if you are gonna do this. Be careful with the halo. So I'm gonna set that right there. Let's see here. It doesn't. It looks like it wants to fit, but it, with some hot water, letting this head scope kind of warm up a little bit and soften, you could get this on, but you won't be able to get this on with ease. And I don't want to break my peg, so I'm not going to force it. And of course, the Gogeta Blue should be the same thing. Ease that off. We'll see. Yeah, same thing. Same thing there. If you really wanted to get this Gogeta Blue head on the Fusion Reborn Gogeta, then you would have to heat up the head, at least some hot water. It doesn't have to be boiling hot water. You don't want to ruin the paint or mess up your figure or anything like that. But you do want some hot water. You can stick it in the microwave for a little bit, bowl or cup, and then let it kind of soften up a little bit, and then force it on. You can do that. Some people will take like a little Dremel and open up the hole a little bit. I don't want to. I don't like doing that to my figures. But yeah, let me see here, because these heads are supposed to pop on pretty smooth, like so. Ease like that. But when I want to see, I'm starting to see something here. Let's see in the camera. And get it to focus. There we go. Okay, that's what's going on. Yep, as expected. It looks like, and it's not by much, but it looks like the neck peg here, the neck joint, is just a little bit bigger than the old Gogeta neck peg here. So yeah, if I would have forced that on, that would have definitely damaged my Gogeta Blue heads. It's going to put these heads back on, like so. I always have a hard time trying to put the heads back on with the faceplate still on, so I'm not gonna do that. Put the faceplate back on. But yeah, let me put these heads back on. I'll be right back. I'm also gonna go grab my other Gogeta from the Monocle Fit because I'm gonna compare. Okay, guys, I'm now back with all three of my Gogetas. So I got Gogeta Blue on the left, the new exclusive Gogeta from Fusion Reborn in the middle, and my Demonical Fit Hero Waltz here on the right. So as you can see, read them all three together. They're all around the same height. Well, definitely the Gogetas on the left, the Gogeta Blue, and the one from Fusion Reborn are the same height because they're technically the same figure, just some resculpting. Now, the Demonical Fit itself is based off the 3.0 build. I like this figure. This is my first Gogeta Z figure. I got him last month for about $50. Now, I will say, price wise, he does come with quite a bit of accessories compared to the event exclusive for the price. As you can see here, comes with 3 additional faces. The Stardust Breaker that I wish the Martian Nations would do, but they did not, and that's okay. I can just use that effect piece with my Z. It's okay. But Yeah, I wanted to bring up my demonical fit real quick. I haven't even done a review on this guy, so I figured this would be a good opportunity just to do all three of them together. Mainly the event exclusive there in the middle, but yeah, not too bad. I don't like how they had the sash a little long there, but what can you say about a third party? It's not official. They do what they can, but I know people can again complain about the price. I will do what I can to continue to support Dragon Ball and Akira Toriyama. Rest in peace. But sometimes I will buy. I say sometimes, but I will still invest in third party figures. 'Cause sometimes they're better than the official in some cases. The face scopes, especially on this guy, they're decent. They're really good. To me, these look more like Gogeta from Super if he just had a bit of a recolor or like one of the video games. That's what it kind of looks like to me. But still good. Like the range is pretty good for it to be a 3.0, things like that. Still got some good let's say ab crunch, sorry, coming in, on out, back. Same as the old Gogeta over there. Pretty much has the same articulation as the new one besides the crotch being a little different. That was weird. All right. But here are my final thoughts on the event exclusive Gogeta. If you are able to get this guy, like especially for around the price is hovering at $80, if you're able to get this guy for retail price, because scalpers are really trying to hit it home right now. Like I've seen some trying to get it for $200, but if you manage to get this guy, as of now, um, I know Tamashi Nations had their pre-orders up for about 5 hours. I believe that's as of this recording, that's been closed and over with. But um, late October this month, this year, they will have this guy at the Tamashi Nation store in New York. From what I'm reporting, I will keep you guys up to date on that. But if you weren't able to go to Comic Con and you live in the New York area or close by, you'll be able to pick him up in the store for a limited time that way. And if you're still not able to get him in that way, then unfortunately you might be at the whim of scalpel prices. But overall, I will give this guy a 10 out of 10. Like I'm not just saying this because I'm a Dragon Ball fan and like I like Gogeta. Price aside, this is a really good figure. I like what they did with the paint application. I like what they did with the scope. This screams Gogeta from Z, especially compared to the demonical fit. I like what they tried to do, but this just it's a good take, but it just looks like a generic Gogeta from like a video game, or it just doesn't really say I'm Gogeta from Dragon Ball Z, in my opinion. Like it's good. This is a good figure for the price and what it comes with, but this with the updated, I'm sure you guys hear again, we'll bring it up close. But this, you see this guy, you like this is the Gogeta that I remember from that movie. This is him. Especially with the nice paint job they did and the updated face sculpts. I actually appreciate that they took a bit to make this guy. Because like if you're gonna make Gogeta, make sure you do him right, especially from Fusion Reborn. I don't want you to half do it. But especially how they made Gogeta. Like this is still a good figure in its own because of the movie back in the day. It's hard to believe like 2018 was such a long time ago now, but it's like you can really see the difference in technology and I guess just the face scope technology and like the way they printed them. But you can just see like you see how soft the face is. Like Why would I would not want that on the Gogeta Z? I would not want that. But I like the differences. You can tell the difference. Like this is Gogeta from Super. This is Gogeta from Z. Heck yeah. I like what they did there. And then like the subtle differences in the legs. Although the scope does obstruct it, from doing like full splits compared to this one. But hey, it's a compromise. I like that they stayed true to the design. Belt isn't too big. It's what it needs to be. This is a 10 out of 10 figure to me. It just small gripe here. Small gripe. I'll be quick with this. I just really this whole figure would have been even more complete if they just threw in the freaking Stardust effect. I don't understand why they didn't. I'm curious as though this might have been like a quick put together to have something for New York Comic Con, because honestly, there wasn't really too much new at the Comic Con this year. I was a little disappointed, to be honest with you. They had this guy. They had the 40th anniversary Goku, the Son Goku Dragon that I reviewed earlier. They had him, and then they had the store exclusive Kid Goku and the fighter. I'm trying to think of the name of that Goku. It's the translucent one that they have in the store. Like I already have these, so there wasn't really too much for me to go get there. But yeah, on this here, I'll let you guys decide. Which one you actually prefer. Would you want to get the Demonical Fit Gogeta? Again, this guy was like $50. I think he's like 60 now. I think you still have him around a really this price compared to the $80 Gogeta if you're able to get him. And even in Gogeta Blue, you're still able to get like custom head sculpts and things like that for this guy to kind of make him seem like a Gogeta Z, but it's like, nah, nah. But yeah, I'll leave that there. But thank you guys for tuning in for another video of mine and my little rants and jabbers here. But until next time, guys, see you later. Be sure to like the video and subscribe for more. I'm trying to get a little bit better at making these videos. I'm trying to get better at editing too for you guys. I'm new to all this, so I'm still figuring things out, but I do appreciate the guys who do stay around and be patient with me. But y'all take care. Until next time.